So what is this? I'm streaming. I don't know how this works.
Listening audience is the jury.
Right. I have a question though.
Sure.
When it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to, let's say, the NFL, for example, you see one play run a team that works. What does the following team do after watching film? What do they do?
Yes.
They steal the plays.
Right.
When it comes to the corporate world, or when it comes to, let's say, apparel or shoes, company has a shoe, they design it a certain way. What do other companies do?
Well,
They tweak it a little bit. They tweak it a little bit.
You better
and
tweak it a
design
lot
the
of
exact
bit.
same shoe.
Because
So,
Nike and Adidas, they got patents.
Yeah,
and
the
businesses.
silhouette is the same, but the brand is a
So let's
check
see what's
and want to
up.
have 3 stripes, but it looks exactly the same. I thought imitation is a form of flattery. If
Yeah.
someone is willing to take something that you've done and twist the art of it a little bit, is that a bad thing? Again, I'm not in that field. I
Trying
don't
to check
know,
out
so I'm
Ocho,
asking
see
the
what he's
questions.
talking about.
It's like a musician. Let me ask you a question. You're a musician.
Right.
And somebody takes your song and remakes it.
And does a
You
rendition of it.
You okay with that? If they're not compensating you, you okay with that's imitation is the highest form of flattery?
I see where you're going with that. I see. Listen, I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that. But again, I think something like that, or something of that magnitude, it happens all the time in that field. I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
But it happens in so many different other fields as well. So what do you do in a situation like that when someone steals your material? What do you do? I'm just curious.
I think the thing is what Cats called them out.
Okay.
I think that's the way, that's the approach that he took.
Right.
It's kind of like you and I do this. Now we know eventually somebody else is going to come in this space and do the nighttime space.
Right.
Or they're going to say, "Oh, we saw Nightcap with Unc and Ocho,"
Right.
and so, or you just gonna pretend like we didn't exist. It just going about your business. Oh yeah, this is such and such, and we go blah blah blah. Oh, so you're not gonna give Ocho and I no
Right.
credit?
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is what you have to understand. The dynamic and the chemistry that we have, and who we are individually as people. It doesn't matter who comes and tries to do anything predicated to doing at night. There's only one Uncle Ocho. There's only one Nightcap. I mean,
Right.
you can duplicate it, you can replicate it, but there's only one us. So it would never be the same. It would never be the same. And there's no disrespect to anyone that wants to do.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing, smart automations, patching, software deployment, scripting. And the amazing thing is that it does all this while still being easy to use. It's magical. Just this clean, intuitive UI where everything is where it's supposed to.
Do anything of that magnitude, but I'm just saying you're not going to be able to do, like, listen, it's only one Shannon Sharp that played for the Denver Broncos and Baltimore Ravens.
All right,
There
don't move
will
this
never be
forward.
another 85 that played for Cincinnati, no matter who wears 85. No, and that's no disrespect. I'm just saying, think about this. Think about Martin. Think about the cast of Martin, right?
Yeah.
Think about the cast. Pam, Gina, Cole, Martin, obviously, and then Tommy.
Yeah. And then they had Hustle Man and Nipsey.
Think about the main characters. Tell me somebody else that you can interchange and that cast will still be the same.
No, you couldn't.
It wouldn't be the same.
No.
It wouldn't be the same no matter what you do. Some things are just meant to be.
Yeah. But
People can try to duplicate or have a rendition of it, but it just won't be the same.
But here's the thing. Chick-fil-A is mainly known for the grilled chicken sandwich.
Man, that's the devil's food. But go ahead.
What did Popeyes do? Popeyes say, we don't want to be number one. We just want to eat into your market share.
Yeah.
So even if they don't replicate that, let's just say they knock off 5,000, 10,000 viewers. That's what they're trying to do.
Okay, I see.
You're not trying. When you get into a market, when you're starting up, it's like Tesla. Tesla had a big head start on the electric car market.
Yeah.
BMW in the EV market, Mercedes in the EV market, Rolls Royce is in the EV market. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
I got
The
a lot going on
likelihood,
right now.
because they got
edit
Tesla
some
has
photos.
such a large lead, the likelihood of them overtaking them is not good.
No.
But just let me get 10%. 10% of something is better than nothing. And this is what I tell people. Sometimes people would rather be the king of nothing as opposed to be a queen or a peasant with something.
Right.
You see what I did with that, Ocho?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
would
yeah.
rather be the king of nothing
Right.
as opposed to be the queen or a peasant with something.
Right.
So they're saying even if we don't
Bro, what
knock
are
you
you
off that
talking
perch,
about?
all we're trying to dig in is to dig into your market share. If you got a 90% of that, so let me take out 5 or 10. 5 or 10 of nothing what I had in the market, I'm winning. You see what they do? So even if no, they can't replicate that because you're not going to have somebody with the personality of you and I. You're not going to have somebody that's as credentialed in the football space like you and I. And you damn sure not going to be able to have anybody that can tell stories like you and I.
And ain't nobody finna be able to say, stay with me now, like me.
Stay with you. Okay. Here's another thing with Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer, this is what he said on Twitter. Oh, here's a cat talking about Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah.
Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
Bro, man said a walrus.
That's what Cat Williams had to say about Cedric the Entertainer.
Hey,
now I know. Go ahead. Go ahead,
question,
Ocho. Yeah.
This seems a little bit more personal than it is with just getting your piece off and telling your truths. Like I would think, especially comedians, especially us, wouldn't we all want to kind of keep that nucleus somewhat tight and not? No.
He asked me. He said, "How close are you friends to your opponents?" Because he's looking at it like this: if I allow comedians or other comedians to steal my jokes, then what am I? You stealing my material. You're plagiarizing.
Right.
That's why you see when they sued Blurred Lines. What's the guy named? Robin Thicke?
Marvin Gaye's estate.
You see what
estate? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I see.
And we see this quite often. So it's like, and he's like, do you understand how long you have to tell a joke to refine it, to sharpen it before you're able to take it to a special? He said, you just don't tell a joke. He said, anytime somebody's tell a joke, more times than not, they've told that joke so many times to refine it, to sharpen it before they take it. It's just like you. The likelihood, what's the likelihood you go out there and you, in a game, a play that you hadn't practiced?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the plays that the coaches feel the most satisfied about during the course of the week, those are the plays that normally go in the game plan and what you see on Sunday.
Right.
So
you know
that
excuse me.
Fuck, when it come to us, man. When it come to us, listen to me. It's only so many comedians.
Yes.
It's only so many of us. It's only so many of us that have cracked into that upper echelon of stand-up shows, Netflix specials, HBO specials, and acting on the big screen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, my thinking is we need to keep us all tight and feed off of each other,
right,
and help each other out to make sure we all are able to reach that plateau and that pinnacle of whatever comedy is to bring to you. But to have us going back and forth like this, I think it does us a disservice in that community, in that space. I'm talking about the comedic space.
Yeah, it's been a very few select. I mean, I go back. Bill Cosby was an I Spy. He was the first one, like the first black to be a comedian, and then go. And then you had Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Then you had Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm talking about comedians. You started stand up. I mean, Eddie went from doing stand up, doing Saturday Night Live, straight to the big screen.
Right.
And when he took off, gone. Right. Richard Pryor, stand up, big screen,
gone. Yeah.
Actually, Bill was doing stand up. He went to TV.
Yeah.
And took off.
And you know what? Think about this.
Kevin Hart, you got Sid, because Sid has done a lot of movies. Johnson Family Vacation, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Sid has been in some movies.
And this is the funny thing. One of the things that Cat did say is he said the word range when it comes to acting. But the people that you name, Eddie had range, Richard Pryor had range. They can, and being a comedian, you already have to be able to get in the character anyway.
Yes.
So range really shouldn't be an issue in that area because the people that he's naming have just that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I go back, like I said, Richard and Stir Crazy with him and Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
And Eddie and all those Eddie movies. Eddie, I mean, Eddie is the standard as far as comedians doing movies. Eddie is the standard. Yeah. Eddie is the standard. And I love Richard, and Richard got it started. And I love Bill Cosby. What he did. Look. So I don't want y'all. Shannon say he loved Bill Cosby. I'm talking about Bill Cosby with Fat Albert. I don't know if you remember Fat Albert growing up on Sunday.
Of course I remember Fat Albert. What you talking? Of course, I had the sweater.
I Spy was in the '60s. Bill Cosby was the first black major role. Bill Cosby had that. He was the most famous dad. The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
He owned the Cosby Show and leased it to NBC.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's still airing today, doing very well.
Yeah. This is what he also has some things to say about Martin, right? Is this one?
Wait.
Okay, here's what Cedric said. Cedric said, revisionist history, regardless of whatever Cat opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims is his. I've been in over 40 movies. My special brand speaks volumes for who I am. The people that I have put on, including Cat in the Hat, at the Gibson Amphitheater. Cedric also said, and to all that tough talk is corny as AF, which is, you know what it is. I'm a grown-ass man, and none of that ish gonna go like you think. You do know I got this over here.
You know what? You know what I would like? Because you have the space and you have the platform, you have the power, you have the voice. They respect you. You could be the one to pull everybody back together.
Who, me?
You could be the one. You could be the one to bring the band back together. If you don't do it, I do it. If you don't do it, I do it. But that's not really my space. But you could be the one to bring the band back together because we're more powerful as one than we are separated and splintered.
Let's see.
I'm just saying. And I know Cat personally. Let me quick story.
Go ahead.
And I know every time, and I heard you say something earlier, is when somebody says something in that space with you and you're allowing them to tell their truth, you have no reason to think they're lying.
Correct.
But when I tell my stories, you have no reason to think I'm lying.
Oh, I already know you lying.
Nah.
Excuse me.
I promise you I'm not. Stay with me now. I know Cat Williams now. Cat Williams from Cincinnati. Cat Williams from Avondale. Cat Williams is from Avondale. I tell you no lie. I opened for Cat Williams in 2004. I told you I did comedy. You thought I was lying. I bullshit you not. I do comedy.
I ain't say that you weren't lying about that. No, I believe that.
You did. I told you, listen, out here at the Improv, ask Benji Brown. When the first comic ever got booed.
Why ain't I signed on? That's weird. They ain't gonna let me do it. Anyway, let's go back. It ain't letting me click on the link. All right, let me go ahead and log in. Oh no, I should be already logged in, bro.
Atera is the IT.
Watch live TV like cable.
All right, come on, fellas. I ain't got time for these ads right now. My bad, YouTube.
What's the deal? We live. Yeah, what a
bitch like
you know what I mean? If y'all.
That shit was dope. Come on, bro. What is this doing? No, we ain't pausing no watch history. Go back to my video, man. This shit weird. All right, let's go to the Chrome. Let's go to the settings. Go back to the same video. I don't like how that operates. I should be able to just share straight from my. How do I interact? Go back.
Oh, okay,
to the
this
video.
is it. Because at the end of the day,
All right, here we go.
if let's just say Steve is the prosecutor, Cat's the defender, neither one of them get to decide. That's
Right.
for the jury.
Right.
Okay, the listening audience is the jury.
Right. I have a question though.
Sure.
When it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to, let's say, the NFL, for example, when you see one play run a team that works, what does the following team do after watching film? What do they do?
Yes.
They steal the plays.
Right.
When it comes to the corporate world, or when it comes to, let's say, apparel or shoes, company has a shoe, they design it a certain way. What do other companies do?
Well,
They tweak
I
it a
tell you
little
what,
bit. They tweak it a little
Yeah,
bit.
you better
and
tweak it a
design
lot
the
of bit.
exact same shoe.
Because
So,
Nike and Adidas, they got patents.
Yeah,
and
you know, the
businesses.
silhouette
Yeah.
is the same, but the brand is a check and want to have 3 stripes, but it looks exactly the same. I thought imitation is a form of flattery. If
Yeah.
someone is willing to take something that you've done and twist the art of it a little bit, is that a bad thing? Again, I'm not in that field. I don't know, so I'm asking the questions.
It's like a musician. Let me ask you a question.
Let me go up. I don't watch that part already.
I have come home and I have stood at the base of the steps just dreading the 40 stairs that I have to climb up. And there's 40 because I've counted them.
Richard Pryor had range. They
Yes.
can, and
That's a
it
little
happens
different.
all the time.
Ocho, stealing somebody's material and then using it as if your own. That's like
Right.
how you feel if somebody out there talking about my name Ocho Cinco, and everything that you do, they saying that's them.
It ain't gonna work though.
Yes, it is.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Just think about it. It's only one Ocho. It's
Hey.
only one Ocho.
I tell you what shoe company can use Air other than Nike? Let Adidas talk about they got Air.
Nah.
Let Puma talk about they got Air.
See that? You see how
Why
that does
not?
that? You see how it
Air's
don't make
everywhere.
sense?
Air
It
free.
it don't make sense though,
Why
because
not?
when you hear the word Air Jordan, the first thing that comes to mind is Michael and Nike.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. You said imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Flattery,
So
it is.
Nike should be honored that a shoe company is using is property,
Right.
intellectual property that
Right,
they're
right,
infringing. That's patented. So
Right.
they should be okay. Like, yeah, we cool with that, man. Thank y'all for stealing our property
Pretty
and
dope
making
setup.
20 billion
Got
off
the
of
2
it.
cameras.
I wish you would.
I totally understand. Listen, on Twitter, I steal people's tweets.
Yeah.
I steal people's tweets because it be
Hey.
funny and I like it.
You and I both know John Geiger.
Oh, that's my guy. I love John. I love his stuff.
When he started replicating them shoes, what did Nike do?
He won that lawsuit too, I think. I think he won that. I don't know the logistics of what happened, but he still makes it. He still makes it. But the silhouette of it, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yes.
Oh, matter of fact, I got a joke for you real quick. Let me get one.
Man, there you
I'm gonna just show you how funny I am.
Okay, go
Hey,
ahead.
chat, y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Watch how funny this is. You ready?
Yeah.
What do you call a well-balanced horse?
A well-balanced horse.
A well-balanced horse.
A hobby horse.
No.
A pommel
stable.
horse.
Stable.
Oh, Lord have mercy. you see this? Ocho, we got 9,000 votes. Who do you believe is funnier? Uncle Ocho. And with 69% of the votes, 61% of the vote,
Hey, man, they lying, man. They lying. I know they lying. Not after that good joke I just told.
Okay, this is what Nikki said. 2 things can be true. What Cat said about them is true doesn't mean we won't enjoy them as entertainers.
Yeah.
We just know their integrity is questionable, Ocho. You can't speak on a man, then feel some type of way when he responds. That's what Nikki said.
You right.
10,000 votes now. This is what he said. He also had something to say. We're going to tee this up. This is what Cat Williams said about Martin Lawrence. Let's cue the sound.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House too. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position.
And if I'm not mistaken, and chat, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think Brandon T. Jackson said he regrets playing that role. If I'm not mistaken, chat, pull that up. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to apologize. But I think I read that somewhere.
Wait, he said he regret playing the role
because he was the cop opposite,
right,
of Martin and Big Mamas too.
Why would he regret? Why would he regret playing the role? Is there a reason behind it?
He said he regrets it because his career went downhill after that.
So he thinks his career went downhill because of the role he played in the movie?
Ocho, all I can go by is what someone said. Ocho, see, here's the thing. If somebody tells Ocho, if Rail tells you, oh, baby, that hurt my feelings. You don't get to then say, well, I don't know why it hurt your feelings. She just told you.
You right? Yeah.
So he said, now whether it can be true or not, but you can only go by what your feelings are. He believed that has something to do with his career not going in the direction that he believed it should have. That's him. That's his.
Yeah, I don't understand that. When you're really good at something, and obviously I'm not an actor, I've done some acting though, but when you're really good at something, and if you're really, really good at as good as you think you are, there's no role.
Oh, absolutely is. Absolutely.
Where you can be denied if you're good at your craft.
There's a reason why Denzel tells the story about how he turned down a role, and it was supposed to be a role that he was like, he said the N-word that would never die. They tried to electrocute him, they tried to hang him.
Right.
And he said, nah, I'm good with that.
Okay. Well, there's certain things that aren't for you, though. There's certain things that aren't for you. But Denzel's skill and ability to act with his range won't deny him any other jobs after that.
But here's the thing. We don't know had he taken that role.
Right.
Sometimes you can take a role. It's like coaching. Sometimes you take a job just because it's a head coaching job, and you never get an opportunity again because of what transpired there.
Okay. I see where you're going with it. Obviously, I don't know much about that space. I don't know much about the acting space. I'm thinking when you're really good at something, you can't be denied because you're good at that specific craft or whatever it is you do, especially the art of acting.
He even Cat even had something to say about Ludacris. We got that sound?
Wait. Luda?
Yeah,
I saw Luda responded.
Yeah, let's talk to the video.
Whatever's heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade cause niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet, let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns, ludicrous, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
That's Luda's retort to what Cat said in the interview.
That was nice.
Oh, you know, hey, Luda don't get the love and respect that he deserves because he's a lyricist.
Lyricist.
And his flow is impeccable. Always, whether he on his own or he on a feature.
Modernizing medicine started 13 years ago to create efficiency and improve patient outcomes. Everybody uses the written word to communicate, and so the clearer and more concise they can be saves them time and it saves the reader's time because that information is getting across cleanly. And that's where Grammarly comes in.
The fact that it's integrated where communication happens. It's integrated with my email client, it's integrated with my Slack client.
Marketing has been one of the early adopters of Gen AI. We use it for things ranging from coding to first draft content. It's a major tool for us.
We see Grammarly as one of those essential innovation tools that lets us
go.
Luda gonna give you that work, so don't play with that man.
You know I can rap too now.
Oh my goodness. What Christmas over with? We don't need anything else rap.
Nah, I'm just saying this is my own. I'm gonna give you one. Let me give you one bar.
What kind of bar?
I'm gonna give you one bar. You ready?
What you want to drink? I got a bar right back here. What you need?
Nah, listen. Let me just give you. I'm gonna give you one bar real quick.
Okay.
My grandmother was blind, and I had to read in Braille. Every time I think about it, it was a touching story. You get it?
No.
You don't get
no,
it?
I get what you're trying to go with.
My grandmother was blind, I had to read in Braille. It was a touching story.
Yeah, you know what? You
Get
told
the
that
scheme
story about your grandma
before you make
reading
me
in Braille.
mean.
Next time you wake up, you gonna be in hell. You don't make fun. I ain't gonna I don't want to give you this flow.
I like that. I like that. Hey, I got that from Twerk. Twerk, I appreciate you, baby. I just use your line. See? Imitation.
Yeah.
It's the purest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Hey, that was nice. Bring that back one more time.
I ain't bringing it back. Ocho, fan question. Ocho, the wrong road can railroad your career. The same as the wrong song, album can kill your career as a singer, rapper.
Listen, in acting, if you ain't that boy, you right here turning down roles. It ain't like role just be they ain't just coming at you like that.
Here's the thing. You might be good and take the wrong road and it derails you. It's kind of like a quarterback going to the wrong team. We see guys go.
Oh, like my dude Zach. Like Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that. Not as you opened my eyes, and the people in the chat are obviously opening my eyes when it comes to those that are acting, those that are in that field. I'm thinking, you know, shit, if you're good and you're really good at what you do, you will always have opportunities. And the role you take, it shouldn't divert what it is you're trying to do or where you're trying to go and getting more.
What's the old adage? You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Hey, I like that.
That's why, because, okay, Ocho, we do this. We bomb. How do we reinvent it to come back for people to come back and watch again? They're like, we already heard that.
Right.
We already saw that. We good.
Right.
You get one chance to get it right.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with, it's not like, look, we got family and friends going to watch us regardless. But we're asking people that have really no connection, no affiliation to us.
Right.
To tune in, listen to what we have to say, be educated, be entertained, and to come back once, twice, 3, 4 times a week. Right. And you know what, by the way, check out your favorite uncle on Club Shay Shay. That's what we're asking.
Yeah. You've
You've got to give, and you don't get a second chance at that. People are unforgiving. Have a bad meal at a restaurant. How many times you have a bad meal? They're like, well, it was just bad this time. They're like, no, I'm good.
Right. I got one more question, Unc.
Sure.
I mean, in the chat, I need y'all to help me out. Listen to me real quick. I understand Hollywood in a sense. I understand acting in a sense. I've heard the frustrations and the gripes from many of people throughout the years in general, how hard it is to get roles, how hard it is to get jobs. So when you say you don't want to take certain roles, like so many opportunities are being presented to you to be able to turn down roles, how do they navigate in that area, in that field, and in that space when it's already hard to get roles and you have to turn stuff down because of what it might be, and it might derail your career when you can't even get your career off the goddamn ground because you're turning shit down because you're not getting enough opportunities to begin with. That's the part that's confusing me a little bit.
Well, let me enlighten your eyes. How much money you think I could make if I were to say my people, my community, it's our fault, all of our fault that we're in this position, and take some of the approaches that we've seen other people take?
Mm-hmm.
They'll write me a check as long as the Hollywood sign.
Yes, sir.
I refused to compromise anything because at the end of the day, I got to lay down with me.
Mm.
Money don't make me. I make it.
Right.
All money ain't good money. Because at the end of the day, now I'm not saying that anything that Cat said about these people, because I don't know these people. I don't have knowledge of what he said. He says he has information. Okay. Mm. But at the end of the day, Ocho, I prepare as well as I can.
Right.
And I'm not always right when it comes to predicting the score. But I can honestly say when I critique a player, there's no malicious intent involved.
Right.
I've done as much research as I possibly can on a given topic. Mm-hmm. You see, Ocho, and people like, well, Shelly, you go back and look at my interviews when I interviewed players and I was with CBS. Mm-hmm. Now I have factual information.
Right.
Stats, yards, plays, situation that in which you said you did this. Well, that's not what happened here.
Right.
But so I can refute.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling me one thing, they're telling me something else when I was neither place. So the best thing for me is to stay out of it, and I'm going to let the people that watch this video, I'm going to let them decide.
Mm.
You see, someone said, Chad, you were really good at football, but how important to see your antics kept you out of the Hall of Fame? See, perception is a person's reality.
But this is I like that. I like what they just said. If I cared about actually being there, I would conduct myself in a manner to achieve that goal. But that was one that I didn't care about, which is why I put on my own jacket. So you have to understand who I am first as an individual and know that I don't care, or I wouldn't have played the game the way I did. I like where they went with that, though. I like that. That was dope.
I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody comes into the NFL thinking about the Hall of Fame. I mean, maybe thinking about winning MVP.
Hold on, Unc. You know what it took to get there?
Right.
Wait, let me take my glasses off. You don't know my whole story. Do you understand what it took to even get there?
Yes.
Forget the goddamn gold jacket. You know your story.
Mm-hmm.
I know your story. The chat knows your story. I think those that have followed my career, you understand the obstacles, the 4 schools I had to go through, being a 1-for-1, going to Oregon State, making it to Cincinnati. Man, listen, it was hell just getting there. You think once I got there, I was going to change the way I played the game because I have an opportunity to wear a gold jacket? I don't care about that shit. Excuse me, no disrespect. It's one of the highest achievements and one of the best accolades you can receive as an NFL player, but it's just something that I didn't care about, and I conducted myself and played the game the way I felt it should be played. That's all. That's all. So I like what the person just said, but I was one that didn't really care about it. I didn't really need the validation, but it was cool. I understood what came with that.
Go Josh Hand said.
And that was a good one, huh? That was a good one.
This fan asked, he said, go Josh, I think it's Go Josh Hands. Ocho, just imagine you spent 2 years working on something until it's perfect. It is. It's like Go Josh said, Ocho, you've been rich too long. Imagine if you got an A on a test, someone comes and erases your name and put their name at the top.
No, it ain't.
And they get the A.